Welcome to the chase, where descents a thrill. Ben and John are here, making time stand still. Diving deep where others just pretend. They're your guides on this journey. Chasing, descent, descent. Chasing descent, where truth's the quest. Ben and John won't give it a rest. In a maze of facts, they find their way, bringing the dawn of a clearer day. They laugh, they probe, they take no sides. Rabbit holes, they take their strides. Bring the answer, they are heads and sets. Ben and John chasing descent.
Hey, good afternoon everyone, and we come to you with the news about the Canadian Grand Prix because the Canadian fans are justifiably furious, absolutely furious. Let me just paint a picture for you. So Canada holds a Grand Prix. Canada in June, in Montreal, it can be variable. It can even rain. It rains quite a bit actually. So yesterday was practice day, that's Friday, so there should have been two practice sessions, practice 1 and practice 2 for the Formula 1 Grand Prix. And they had a hailstorm just before the practice 1. So there was a hailstorm and then there was some rain and then it kind of dried up. Now, people that were going to the track were turned away by the police at the railway station. They were turned away at the bridge because the circuit de Gilles Villeneuve is on an island in the middle of Montreal where they had the Olympics. It's on the boating lake or something. And they were all turned away saying, and the police told them that Formula 1 practice and practice sessions 1 and 2 for the Friday, that's all the Formula 1 running on a Friday, was cancelled. And there wouldn't be any. Now, Formula 1's not a cheap sport. It's not cheap to get into. Tickets cost a fortune. So these guys all went home, only to find out when they got home that the Formula 1 practice was running as normal. So the police made a unilateral decision telling the fans the practice was cancelled without any indication from Formula 1 that this was the case. In fact, Formula 1 are furious because that's revenue that they're probably going to have to pay back to those people. That's out. Somebody's going to pay for it. It's completely out of order. And the police have just massively overstepped the mark. Kim Illman, a Formula 1 photographer, he brought this to my attention, and I took a little clip from his channel, and we'll have a look at that.
We're talking about furious, angry patrons who paid a lot of money to come in and were turned away.
No way.
They were turned away because the police said FP1 and 2 were cancelled. So they had to go home.
Fascists.
So completely correct from the Red Bull mechanic guy there. I mean, it's crazy. Why would the police even do such a thing? That's beggars belief. I mean, the communication between the city, the police, and the Formula 1 needs to be improved if that's what's happened. Because there's no reason to cancel a Formula 1 session just because it's wet. This is an IndyCar. We race in the wet. and as part of that, Fernando Alonso was obviously a bit G'd up because he set the fastest time in free practice 2. Which was quite interesting. The local boy Lance Stroll, I'm not quite sure what he's done. I'll be surprised if he doesn't put it in the wall at some point. He just needs to be gone. He needs to get rid. Other things that are happening around Formula 1, it looks like Carlos Sainz, who has to leave Ferrari because Sir Lewis Hamilton is taking his place. So Carlos Sainz, who I thought would be an absolute shoe-in for Sauber, which will then become Audi in 2026, it looks like he's maybe going to go to Williams. Now, I know Williams are on the up, and James Ville's doing a great job, ex-Mercedes guy, and he is doing a great job there, and certainly Doralton Capital seem to be giving them plenty of money and not putting in too much interference. Logan Sargent, the American driver, is leaving. He'll be binned by the end of the year, which is unfortunate because an American driver, especially with 3 US races in the season, would be quite good for bringing in more Americans. But, you know, it looks like Carlos might be going there. So it'll be Carlos and Albon that would team up. And contrary to what I thought, and contrary to what everybody was saying, it looks like Checo's getting a 2-year deal at Red Bull. It looks like he'll be there till the end of 2026. This guy's never going away. You've got to take your hat off to Checo. He has. I mean, at one point, this guy was looking like he was out and down and dust, and wasn't going to ever be anywhere. And suddenly, he got the call up from Red Bull, and ever since then, he's had a charmed life. Hey, he does all right. See, the thing is, you wouldn't want someone like a Sainz in with Max if you were Christian Horner and Red Bull, because you can't have someone that's going to give him a bit of friction, because I think Max is a bit volatile and he's a bit of a prima donna, really, a bit like Hamilton. I think he's a prima donna. In fact, all the top drivers are, really. I think Alonso used to be, but he's not quite. He's mellowed a bit in his old age, and now he knows he can beat everybody, so he doesn't give a toss, which is quite good. So, yeah. So it looks like Checo's staying till 2026, which is fantastic news for Checo. Sainz will be going to Williams, replacing Sargent. That still leaves a seat to go at Sauber, so we'll see what happens there. And Ocon's out. Ocon's out of Alpine. He's finishing at the end of the season. So we've got Gasly at Alpine, and then obviously someone else has to take the seat there. So we'll see what happens there. It's all go. It is all go, go, go. What else is happening in Formula 1? Have we had any other juicy news? Not really. I saw them, they're all staying or most of the drivers are staying in the Ritz-Carlton, which is besieged by fans. It's quite unusual because normally Formula 1 hotels don't get besieged by fans to this degree. But the Canadians are right up for it, which is quite interesting and good to see. Hey, why not? But yeah, so there you go. Practice 1 and 2 cancelled by the police. Unilaterally cancelled by the police, turning people away, saying, no, it's all cancelled. And then it wasn't. It ran as normal. No wonder the Canadians are furious, and they've every right to be so. This needs to be sorted, and sorted quick. Just crazy. Well, there you go. That's the Saturday Sport, because that's all the sport that's worth talking about. See you next week. Bye.